Look, in 7 years of this broadcast, we've been focusing on dress codes that just discriminate women and people who just say we don't need to get rid of the dress code. But almost a year ago, there was a report. There's a report that says that school dress codes that say it may make schools safe. There's a recently released national report found that dress codes may make schools less safe and target certain groups of students. What types of groups of students? Well, just take a look at this report. And remember, then you'll see for yourself.
Picking the right outfit before school is a big deal for many students. Not only liking what you put on, but also making sure it follows dress code. But while school districts usually cite safety as their reason behind the code, the U.S. Government Accountability Office says it might have the opposite effect. Through a study, the GAO found an estimated 60% of dress codes have rules involving measuring students' bodies in clothes, which may involve touching. The report also found public school dress codes more often restrict clothing worn by girls.
That's something that every girl has to think about every single day when they put on their clothes.
That study goes on to point out dress codes often have rules about students' hairstyles and head coverings, which may disproportionately impact black students and other minority groups.
As this body shape, I can go into school and wear this and be completely fine. As another body shape, they're going to get dress coded. They're going to get time taken away from their education to either go home or wear lost and found clothes.
It was also found that reporting schools enforcing dress codes have a large number of black and Hispanic students and are more likely to remove kids from their class.
I think a lot of the safety issues, you have to think about what the economic status is for all of the students involved.
In October, dress code was brought up in front of the DeKalb County School Board, where a parent pointed out similar concerns of bias.
It's unacceptable for girls to miss class time because someone thinks they're showing too much skin.
And the report was recommended to the Department of Education, and we did reach out to several Metro Atlanta school districts about the report. Atlanta Public Schools did get back to us and said that officials have not yet had a chance to read through it. Live in DeKalb County, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
But the question is, what if we were to implement a uniform dress code? Meaning like everyone just wear the same thing, or just everyone wear a shirt and a tie. Just as simple as you're about to see right here. I mean, if I had a dress code for someone who wants to substitute anchor for my show, I would just say women wear dresses and men wear a tie. It's like if you don't know how to tie a tie, I give them like a week or two to figure out how to tie a tie. I'll go through this easy 3-loop tie method. You see what I mean? I mean, we have a choice whether to wear a tie or not wear a tie. It's our body, our choice. And like I've always said at the end of the show, it's your body and it's your choice. And it doesn't matter whether or not you get to decide to wear it or not. I mean, it's your choice to make. Everybody has a choice in life whether we wear a tie or we don't. As a matter of fact, I decide not to wear this tie. Not to have my shirt tucked in. It's my body and it's my choice. But it's all about this dress code discrimination like we talked about. In the past we've always talked about dress codes that just offend women, like this is what would have, I mean, it would have been like this. Okay, arms straight. Those are too short. No reach fingertips. And 5 months ago, well, we don't have time for that, but they banned shorts as a new dress code policy. Well, yeah, we'll get to that story in just a minute. But I want to raise common sense for the people who want to freaking think dress codes is racist. Every school has a dress code put in place, and sometimes it's strict, sometimes it's not strict. Because the schools are trying to teach that you, as a student, that when you leave school, you're going to have to look your best when you go apply for jobs and apply for colleges. And the rules of every school district is that the principal has to enforce a dress code that is set forth in the school. You may say, well, holy jeans is just a style, or it's the U.S. We're supposed to be independent. Like, okay, but you are in a public school, and they can decide the punishment for you. Whether you want, I get it. You like to wear piercings. Those are a distraction to the educational process. Like, hats are not allowed in school. You can't be wearing things. We discussed dress codes, but there was one that just really got my attention. Coming up, a school that decides to ban shorts as a new dress code policy, and later, losing America's drug war, the drug hype, the heroes and the hype. Stone Flows, a 9-month investigation. Stay with us. Every time you turn on a news segment or watch this broadcast, it seems somewhere there's a new issue that's being updated with a different topic. Dress codes. School bans shorts. Can you just imagine walking into school one day in a pair of shorts and it's like, you're in a dress code. What for? You're wearing shorts. Why is that not allowed? And they'd say, well, it's because this and this and this and this. Come on. It's just... Hold on. Really sorry about that. Come on. It's just a pair of shorts. Look at this. It's a pair of shorts. Even if you were to lift your legs up, you could even see the kneecap. It's just a pair of shorts. A pair of shorts. It's not like you're crying over girls wearing short skirts. It's just a freaking pair of shorts. I don't even know why that board had a policy put in place to where you cannot be wearing a simple pair of shorts. Take a look at this. I'm too tired of my talk.
Is it?
That's the one.
Nitsa Morales says she received a letter from her son's high school telling them that shorts will be banned at school this fall.
I send him a text message to my son. I'm like, did you see this? And he's like, Mom, there's no way I'm gonna wear long pants. I'm like, you're gonna have to. He's like, I can't, I'm not. Then I'll go to a different school.
Morales says that it's unfair, so she created a petition to try to stop this.
There's kids who have autism and they have sensory issues and stuff, so that's all they wear is shorts. So to do this to them, I don't think it's fair.
After creating that petition, she's finding out that her and her son aren't the only ones against it. Oak Newbury's son also goes to Gateway High School. He thinks that it's crazy that girls can wear skirts to school, but boys can't wear shorts.
It's just ridiculous, and the hypocrisies and the sexism is just strong with it.
Did you tell your son he could wear a skirt?
I did. I gave him permission to wear a skirt. I don't know if he will or not, but that's up to him.
Tim Schultz is also worried about his child and others. He says that wearing pants in this Florida heat could cause problems.
Down here in Florida, students who are either walking from school or riding the bus and have long walks from the bus stop to the bus stop, it can be unbearable for a lot of them. Perspiration is a real thing, and it can cause rashes.
We reached out to the Lee County Public Schools to find out why Gateway High School is changing the dress code. Here's an official statement.
The school district says that the change isn't unusual or unprecedented because Fort Myers High School has banned shorts since the 1990s. We're going to continue to look into this and we'll update you if anything changes. I'm local in Fort Myers, Madison Adams, NBC2.
Let's read that statement. Because I think there's some common sense that's being raised. Too many students were violating the school's dress code last year, requiring shorts must be the knee and taking valuable time away from the classroom. The change is not unusual nor unprecedented as Fort Myers High School has not allowed shorts since the 1990s. I'm like so angry I want to freaking yell. Common sense alert. Are you trying to teach autistic kids to be not sensitive to touch? Hell, I'm autistic. I can wear pants. I can wear shorts. So you're trying to tell me if there's a law in the state of Florida that says you cannot wear shorts? You know what that can do to people? Even people who are on autism. I'm glad this person made this petition. I'm glad people are speaking out saying, hey, this is wrong because of these issues here. And schools, y'all in that school district may say, well, we understand you're saying here, but, and that's the big word, but. If I had a screen recorder on, if I had like a if I were to find a free online dry erase board, this should be it. But it might take me a few minutes to get this set up here. I'm going to get an email. But if I were to get, but maybe too hard, maybe too tough. This may take a while for me to get all this set up here. But so if I were to freaking write something on this board that try to actually this is gonna freaking take me a while here. Oh. You know what? We're gonna just be wasting time here, so let's just raise some common sense here. We want to raise common sense here. I mean, basically just say everyone always says, I understand, but there we go. they say yes. When people say but, I don't know if y'all see it. When people say but, they mean forget everything I just said. I'm going to now tell you what I really mean. So their reaction, so this is the statement. This is what they have to say. Well, we understand you're frustrated about this policy. We want to say you want to get rid of it. But this and this and that. There is no but. There is no but. There is no ifs, ands, buts, or excuses. I mean, you're not allowed to wear shorts? I mean, what about autism? I mean, it's just like, we don't care, we don't want to know, and we don't want to know. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You're about to meet the heroes and the hype of this next story. It's all about the drug war that happened back in the 1980s. Stone Phillips with Losing America's Drug War. The heroes and the hypes. Stay with us. Over 30 years ago, there was a drug war that happened. And when Ronald Reagan was president, he cut about what had happened to the drug war, because we're losing that drug war. Now you're about to see what happens in the front lines of the out of country, from a different country actually. You're about to meet the heroes of the drug war, and you'll be going on a 9-month experience with 2020 as they walk you through what goes on with the heroes and the hype. Here's Stone Phillips.
It's an incident that U.S. drug agent Victor Cortez relives over and over in his mind. He had been in Guadalajara, Mexico, just 8 months, investigating the murder of a fellow drug agent, when a Mexican police officer approached his car window. It was not a routine traffic stop. The next thing he knew, Cortez was ordered into a car at gunpoint, driven through the streets of Guadalajara to police headquarters, and locked in a cell.
After they blindfolded me, they told me to strip, and I think there was probably 8 to 10 people coming into this cell, and it was in this cell that I was tortured.
Tortured at the hands of fellow law enforcement officers, a lesson in the power of drug money to corrupt.
This is as close to peacetime war as you're going to get. And the amount of deaths involved are probably higher if you want to tally up all the murders and agents shot, and cops killed, and guys tortured to death. Man, this is peacetime war.
Agent Michael Levine is a 22-year veteran, confronting the odds on the streets of New York City, where even a routine drug raid requires full combat gear.
This is a state where there is no death penalty, and the penalty for possession of more than 3 ounces of cocaine is life in prison. So what the hell's the difference? If you kill an agent, or you kill a cop, or you get arrested for 3, same penalty.
So far this year, 4 DEA agents shot. 2 have died.
It is unfortunate that such young men have to give up their lives in order to get the message across that we as a society should get serious about the drug problem. We are the people on the front lines. We are willing to take the risks. We cannot afford to throw up our hands in surrender.
These are the soldiers in the war on drugs, a war declared here in Washington. But despite a sweeping new anti-drug bill passed shortly before the 1986 elections, agents on the line say the simple reality has not and will not change. They say they are outmanned, outspent, and outgunned by the enemy.
We're looking for some labs in this area. Once we find a lab, we'll come down and we'll execute the raid.
Tom Zepeda was sent to Bolivia by the U.S. State Department to destroy cocaine labs in the biggest coca-producing region in the world, armed with 1 helicopter and an ill-equipped team of Bolivian recruits, an exercise in futility.
Any idea how many of these labs there are out here? We're talking hundreds?
Yeah, we're talking hundreds. To give you an idea, last month we were averaging between 12 and 16 factories per day destroying.
As fast as Zepeda destroys these remote laboratories, the traffickers rebuild them.
We're limited by funds down here, and we're limited by the number of people we have. We seem not to have enough of people for this constant temporary duty out of country.
DEA pilot Michael Morin flew reconnaissance flights in Bolivia during Operation Blast Furnace, the much-publicized U.S. effort to wipe out the Bolivian cocaine labs. Morin was one of only 2 DEA pilots assigned to Blast Furnace when our 2020 team was in Bolivia. This DEA plane was the only one still operating, and it broke down shortly after we arrived. Without reconnaissance, the operation was grounded.
I think after a while you get the lost platoon syndrome. I don't think there's a way we can win the war on drugs the way we're doing it. Everybody's putting in the best effort they can, but it's futile.
It's not bad losing a fight as long as you believe that you're fighting. The United States is not involved in a war and has not commenced a fight.
What do you do when someone offers you drugs?
While we have the rhetoric coming out of the White House, and while the First Lady is certainly as eloquent as anyone I've ever heard in just saying no to drugs, the President has said no to the war against drugs before he even sees whether it's working, as asked for cut in 1988. That sends a signal to those people that allegedly we're at war with.
Democrat Rangel isn't the only one on Capitol Hill outraged over President Reagan's proposal to now cut by nearly $1 billion the drug bill he had signed with such fanfare last fall.
Gotta get in the real world.
Senator Alphonse D'Amato, a fellow Republican, shouted down an administration spokesman over the proposed cuts.
Stop this simplistic nonsense about we have a program, we say no to drugs. And you're going to have to Senator. You've got a national epidemic that is killing our youngsters, and I don't think we have the slightest idea that it's taking place.
The president and all his committees can throw millions and millions and millions of dollars into attempting to stop the flow of drugs into the country. It's not going to work. Not as long as people still want to pay high prices for cocaine.
This man works for the enemy. He's a freelance pilot who laughs at the idea that U.S. agents pose any risk to drug smugglers like himself. Not when he can drop a load of cocaine to a boat waiting offshore without having to land. If the statistics are right, 90% of these shipments will make it to the United States.
They've probably been responsible for thousands of pounds of cocaine being brought into the United States.
A trafficker can say it's not having an impact, but I wonder if it is not having an impact, why are we being threatened? Why are we being intimidated? The casualty rate is one that indicates that this indeed is an international war.
For the past 9 months, 2020 has been investigating the so-called war on drugs. We've spent hundreds of hours talking to U.S. drug agents who say they're up against violence and corruption, undermined by foreign governments that promise cooperation but fail to deliver, and by a U.S. government that backs off when the price tag gets too high or when foreign policy wins out. This is their story, the story of a lost platoon.
This is it's a story of a narcotic agent's life. You spend it out on the street, 16, 18, 20 hours a day. This crap that you see on TV, action, that's like 10 minutes. You saw typical. This is why guys grind up in this. By the time they get off of this job, there's nothing left of their stomachs.
Levine is leading a stakeout on a West Side tenement in New York City. Upstairs, a Dominican drug ring is said to be selling cocaine to more than 500 customers a week. This undercover agent has been upstairs trying to make a buy, but there's a problem.
Yeah, they say I look too clean cut. They say they don't like dealing with white people. I would rather deal with Spanish or black.
At that point, I made the decision, let's take them now while we know they're here.
For Levine, weeks of preparation come down to this. A crazy rush into a building where the suspects are already spooked. For a moment, put yourself in their shoes. Around every corner, the possibility of gunfire. Raids like this are a daily routine, an exercise in trying to hold the line. But the question is whether they make a dent in the cocaine pipeline, whether the risks are worth it.
When that agent went through that door, he had absolutely no protection. No matter what precautions you take, and all the agents wear vests, there can be a guy sitting behind his door with a shotgun and just blasting away. Any one of them stood a real chance of being killed today.
You joking?
What these agents might have died for today wasn't much. A pocket full of syringes, 3 handguns, and 2 ounces of cocaine.
You'll see a lot of seizures, a lot of arrests in the 7 o'clock news.
Keep going.
What people don't know and what they aren't told is that the people who are arrested are immediately replaced. The loss of those drugs is factored in by drug organizations as an acceptable loss. It has virtually no effect on the international narcotics traffic, and it never will.
Author and ABC News consultant James Mills spent 6 years investigating what he calls the underground empire. His office in France is filled with classified documents leaked from DEA and CIA sources. What they show is an empire so powerful that U.S. agents have virtually no chance of dismantling it. It's now the agents themselves who are the targets.
Here's a whole stack of DEA cables and other documents referring to nothing but threats against DEA agents and their families. Here are 3 hit teams of 5 Colombians on their way to Washington and Miami to kill agents. Here are 10 Colombian hitmen in Massachusetts to kill an agent. Here is a suicide bombing attempt expected on DEA headquarters in Washington.
The threats are very real. We have to constantly be aware of the possibility of someone trying to harm us.
This DEA agent knows firsthand about threats from Colombian traffickers. He's worked in Colombia, considered the most dangerous of the 43 countries where DEA operates, where a powerful cartel controls 80% of the world's cocaine, where a factory we visited outside Bogota makes 35 kilos a night and is considered a small family business, where traffickers systematically murder those who threaten their industry.
29 judges have been killed, 30 reporters have been killed, an editor of a newspaper has been killed.
You have worked personally with some of those officials in Colombia who've tried to take a stand.
Many of them are dead today. The chief of police is dead today. The minister of justice is dead today. They burnt down the halls of justice, which would be the equivalent of our Department of Justice, and assassinated the judges in their own building.
Government troops stormed Bogota's main courthouse, while a radical guerrilla group financed by the traffickers held hostages inside. Before it was over, dozens of documents seeking the extradition of Colombian traffickers to the U.S. were destroyed, and 11 Supreme Court justices assassinated.
DEA agents here in Bogota work out of the heavily guarded U.S. Embassy, a bomb-proof fortress of steel, concrete, and bulletproof glass. They are constant targets of death threats. Traffickers here have made no secret of the fact that they'll pay a $300,000 reward for the killing of any DEA agent.
The reason why something really hasn't happened to us is that we're not taking any chances.
Not in Bogota, where this agent went through an unbelievable routine every morning, simply to get to work.
I would have my car, my chase car, waiting downstairs.
The escorts, armed with Uzi machine guns, shield his walk from the front door of his home to the curb. So great is the fear of assassination that security like this is routine, one car behind and the other in front to run interference.
The route to work changes every day. We have to be on our guard at all times to make sure that a motorcycle is not sneaking up to your right or left of your vehicle.
Motorcycles are the modus operandi for assassins in Colombia. One man drives while the other makes the kill. This extraordinary commute ends the way it began, with the guards up front jumping out to protect the final turn.
Drive right into the compound. Cannot leave work unless it's something very urgent till that evening. We just start the routine over the next day.
Agents are virtual prisoners here at the embassy, venturing out with almost paranoid caution, vulnerable on the streets and even in their hotel rooms.
One evening, we got a knock at the door, and there were several armed men outside the door identifying themselves as police officers, and they were demanding entry into our room.
DEA pilot Charlie Martinez and his partner Kelly McCullough were staying in this hotel in Cartagena, checking reports that 2 fugitive traffickers were in town.
Charlie said that he was going to have to open the door for them and let them in, because if he didn't, they told him that they were going to shoot the door down.
The men at their door that night were not policemen, but the drug dealers themselves.
They took us out of the hotel at gunpoint and drove us out to the countryside and attempted to kill my partner and I, shooting us several times.
I started running toward the ditch alongside the highway, and I heard the gun go off behind me and heard Charlie scream, and I figured that he was in bad shape, if not dead.
The man chasing McCullough fired twice, hitting him in the knee and hip.
As I was trying to get back up, he stood over me and shot me in the neck, and it knocked me down on the ground.
Both agents were left for dead. By morning, McCullough had somehow managed to walk 3 miles and caught a bus back to a Cartagena hospital. Hours later, he learned Martinez had also survived.
250 U.S. drug agents work overseas, often with their hands tied. Martinez and McCullough weren't even carrying guns. They weren't allowed to, a practice that has since changed. Still, DEA agents have virtually no authority in other countries. They can't make arrests and can't conduct independent investigations. The question is, what difference can they make, especially in a country like Colombia?
There are no major traffickers in jail today in Colombia. Some action has to be taken against them. Otherwise, we're fighting a losing battle.
On February 4th, action was taken against one of the biggest drug lords in Colombia, Carlos Later, the man said to have offered those $300,000 rewards for U.S. drug agents, the man believed to have ordered the Palace of Justice takeover. Later was captured in Colombia and within hours flown to the United States to stand trial. But Later's arrest is an exception. Much more typical is the case of Jorge Ochoa.
Jorge Ochoa is one of the major cocaine traffickers in the world. As a result of an American investigation, he was taken into custody in Madrid, Spain. The United States was trying very hard to extradite him back to the United States. The Colombian government was trying to get him back to Colombia. Colombia won. They got him. They charged him not with a drug offense, but for the illegal importation of bulls. Gave him a suspended sentence, and he's now walking the streets of Colombia.
Former Colombian President Alfonso Lopez Michelson says judges like the one in the Ochoa case face an unusual dilemma.
What happens is that they are threatened, and at the same time they are bribed, so that they have to choose between accepting $500,000 or be shot. Quite a difficult decision.
U.S. agents are left with a difficult decision of their own, whether to continue risking their lives investigating traffickers who can simply buy or threaten their way out of prosecution. Why stay?
For the United States to abandon the government of Colombia would be a very bad message. It would be a message to the traffickers that intimidation in fact works. Intimidation cannot work if we are to be successful.
But intimidation has forced a change in DEA operations. DEA pilots have not flown an undercover mission into Colombia since 1983. The risk is too great. Instead, the U.S. government is hiring convicted smugglers like Vince to fly DEA sting operations, enabling these double agents to cash in on both sides.
When I'm working for the U.S. government, I'll make all of my expenses, my hotel rooms, my meals, and a contract figure that we will normally predetermine, which will be in the vicinity of $40,000 to $50,000, $60,000.
That's more than most DEA agents make in a year. For Vince, the war on drugs has become an equal opportunity employer.
We all have to make a living somehow.
The danger isn't limited to Colombia.
Make a living somehow.
And somehow that living needs to be made. When we come back, more about this drug war and more about the heroes and the hype from the DEA. Stay with us. Now returning to our story. In the war on drugs, there are rarely mention of heroes. The heroes in this case are the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administrations. They're the ones that set the examples by going undercover and busting those drug gangs. Now you're about to hear the story of one person who was speaking out for the very first time of an incident that happened years ago. Once again, here's Stone Phillips.
Victor Cortez is now a firearms instructor.
Open the action.
Training DEA and FBI recruits heading for the front line.
That's your time.
Last August, Cortez was on the front line himself. He knows firsthand what these recruits will face.
I truly believe that I was a POW, prisoner of war, after my incident in Guadalajara.
Even among the law enforcement elite, Cortez is regarded as a hero. A man who was blindfolded, tortured, and interrogated and refused to be broken in order to protect the lives of his fellow agents and a cause he believes in.
How'd you do? All right.
Cortez's story begins back in February 1985.
The traffic jams continue today along the U.S.-Mexican border.
A fellow DEA agent and his Mexican pilot were missing in Mexico. A month later, 2 bodies were discovered on a ranch outside Guadalajara. An autopsy confirmed the worst.
Agent Enrique Camarena had been beaten to death, his pilot buried alive. It was every DEA agent's nightmare.
It was a fellow agent that had been not only killed but tortured, and that was very hard for me to take, that a fellow agent doing his job in a foreign country be killed in that manner.
Agent Camarena was tortured, interrogated, and murdered by Mexican traffickers. But what infuriated officials here at the U.S. consulate was the role 6 Mexican police officers are said to have played, kidnapping Camarena and delivering him to the drug lords.
A DEA agent working in Mexico today with a Mexican police officer doesn't know whether he has a friend at his side or a criminal at his side. A police officer who may be hired by traffickers to kill him.
Now uncertain who to trust, DEA launched its own investigation into the Camarena murder, and Cortez volunteered, moving his wife Estela and their 2 children from Tucson to Guadalajara, entering a country where the war on drugs was being waged in the air and on the ground, where Mexican soldiers were hacking away at opium and marijuana fields, and the traffickers were fighting back. The loss of almost 400 Mexican drug agents and the murder of Enrique Camarena proved that traffickers in Mexico were as deadly as their Colombian counterparts. But Estela supported Victor's decision to go.
Like, you always think it's not going to happen to you. So it was just something we both agreed.
DEA provided 24-hour security guards at the Cortez's new home, but the guards weren't the only ones watching. Victor and Estela say the traffickers set up their own surveillance outside the house. How do you live with that, Estela?
Well, just try to be careful and not trust very many people.
Despite their caution, the dangers caught up with them 8 months after arriving in Mexico. Victor disappeared. It was August 13th. In Washington, Mexico's President de la Madrid was meeting with President Reagan at the White House. High on the agenda, plans to work more closely together in the fight against drugs. Here in Guadalajara, Victor had spent the morning with a source, tracking down a lead in the Camarena case. They were using the other man's car, and when they finished, they pulled up in front of this bowling alley. Victor went inside to call DEA headquarters for a ride home, then came back to the car to wait. A few minutes later, a car pulled up behind them.
I saw the vehicle approach our vehicle and park directly behind us, and the occupants remain in the vehicle. And then I got a little worried when they started approaching us on each side of the vehicle.
The men in the car were plainclothes policemen, officers from the same precinct as those who'd kidnapped Agent Camarena. Victor got out of the car and identified himself as a DEA agent, a fellow law enforcement officer. But the Mexican police wanted proof, and Victor wasn't carrying any. Why didn't you have identification on you?
I explained to the officer that I was working in an undercover capacity, and that it was more dangerous for me to be carrying an ID than not carrying at all.
Okay, so what happens at this point? You're out of the car.
They found the semi-automatic weapons in the trunk.
The weapons, an Uzi machine gun and a Soviet AK-47 rifle, belonged to Cortez's source, an ex-cop with connections to the drug world. Admittedly, it didn't look good, and the Mexican police officers weren't interested in checking out Cortez's story. So you've told them over and over again, just call, just verify my identity, and they refuse to do it. They won't make the phone call.
They refused to do it, and they ordered me to get in their vehicle.
Victor knew he had to stall. In a matter of minutes, his ride would show up, and all this would be straightened out.
I told him that I was not going to leave with them because of the same situation that Camarena had confronted himself back in February of 1985.
What did they say to that?
They said that they were police officers and not traffickers, that I was comparing them to traffickers.
They were insulted, in other words.
Yes, sir.
Just then, Victor spotted 2 DEA agents driving toward him. His ride had come just in time.
I saw them go by in front of me, but I didn't wave or made any gesture because I thought they were going to park in the parking lot and then come to my location. When they didn't do this, I turned around to see what they were doing, and that's when I caught a glimpse of them entering the bowling alley. I whistled at them, but they didn't hear me.
The 2 agents saw Cortez but pretended not to recognize him. Cortez wasn't signaling for help, so they figured he was still undercover and didn't want to blow his investigation. As far as the Mexican police were concerned, time was up.
They surrounded me with their weapons in hand and ordered me to get into the vehicle. I started
feel very, very scared that I was confronting a group of uneducated, unprofessional, corrupt police officers.
Cortez was on his way to police headquarters. What had happened so far was only the beginning.
It was good law enforcement procedure to take Special Agent Cortez to the Guadalajara police station. Thereafter, the conduct of those police officers was abominable.
It was 3 p.m. The police had refused Cortez's repeated request to call the consulate. Now locked in a cell, he decided to leave a trail for investigators to follow in case the worst happened. He found a matchbook on the floor. It could hide a message, but he didn't have anything to write with. Then he spotted a newspaper next to the guard.
And I began to glance through the newspaper to see if I could pick up any words that I could put in this matchbox. And what I was doing is leaving clues for anybody that would find my clothes or my body.
He found the address of the police precinct and the words State Judicial Police, put them in the matchbook, and slipped it in his pocket. By now, a frantic search for Cortez was underway in Guadalajara. Agents called the Cortez home, asking if Victor was there. Estella was 2 months pregnant.
Stella, did you have any idea what was going on?
Not at all. Not at all.
There must have been a sense here in Washington of, here we go again.
Certainly was. There certainly was that sense.
It was now 5 p.m. Victor was moved from his cell to a small windowless room. He was stripped, blindfolded, and his hands tied behind his back. He could hear other people coming into the room and knew instantly what was about to happen.
They were putting their rubber boots on because in some point in time they were going to soak my body with water and apply the electric shocks.
You knew about that kind of interrogation?
Yes, sir.
What did they do to you then?
They were kicking me, they're slapping me, they forced water on my nose and mouth.
What was it they wanted to know?
The most important thing was the names, addresses, phone numbers of other DEA agents. Victor Cortez was in fact interrogated about the role of the Drug Enforcement Administration in Mexico, about the individuals who were suspects in the abduction and murder of Kiki Camarena. And it became very clear to us that individuals within the Guadalajara Police Department were in fact on the payroll of the traffickers.
When Cortez refused to answer their questions, the officers dragged in the electrical wires.
It was a very excruciating pain. At one point, my whole body jolted and I hit myself hard, my head against the concrete wall. And I wanted to knock myself completely out because I couldn't stand the pain. I wanted these people to just put a gun to my head and kill me. The pain was so great I can't explain to you how great it was, but I can tell you that I wanted to die.
By now, DEA's search was beginning to pay off. Agents found a woman at this taco stand who'd seen Victor ordered into the car. She remembered part of the license plate, and agents started to track it.
They kept telling me how stupid DEA was, and they wanted an answer from me. They applied the electric shocks until I gave them an answer.
What kind of an answer did they want?
They wanted me to acknowledge the fact that we were stupid. We were dummies, that we didn't know how to conduct an investigation.
What was going through your mind at that point?
My family, my wife, my kids, my parents, my friends. The same experience that Enrique Camarena had felt before he was killed.
Did you think they were going to kill you?
Yes, sir. They told me they were going to kill me. They told me that the same thing that happened to Camarena was going to happen to me, and that they were going to take me out to the countryside once it got dark.
With help from the Mexican Federal Police, DEA was able to trace the license plate to the state police precinct where Cortez was being held. But when Victor's supervisor arrived, he was told to wait. Almost 2 hours went by.
After they got whatever they wanted, or they got tired, they left me. But they told me, this is just the beginning, we'll be back.
It was dark outside when a guard came back to the cell and led Cortez downstairs. He was convinced the officers were about to make good on their promise to drive him into the countryside and kill him.
I'm thinking I need to escape. When we got down to the hallway, I began looking around to see where the nearest exit was. And in doing so, I saw one of the DEA agents in the office, and it was a sight of relief that I have never experienced before.
After 6 hours in custody, it was finally over. The DEA supervisor had refused to leave until Cortez was turned over. Through it all, Victor had refused to give up any information. It was midnight when he was taken to a doctor here at the Red Cross, and 2 a.m. when he got home.
He briefed me a little bit of what had happened. Well, of course, I was shocked, and he said, "I'll tell you tomorrow, I'm real tired." And the next day, he had bruises on his back, on his arms. So, you know, they did a good job on him.
Within hours, the Cortez family was rushed to the Guadalajara airport and flown back to Tucson.
I'm glad for the quick action that the agents in Guadalajara took in trying to locate me. If it hadn't been for them, I don't think that I would be here in the United States.
For almost a week, Mexican officials denied Cortez had been arrested or mistreated, and congressmen there angrily labeled DEA agents foreign spies who should be ordered out of the country. In the end, 11 police officers were charged with abuse of authority and released. Mexico's Deputy Attorney General, Jose Ortega Padilla, says the Mexican government is still investigating the Cortez case.
The judge will determine in time, once and for all, with all the evidence before him, if these people are responsible. And if they are responsible, they will definitely do time.
Today, Cortez has physically recovered, but still wakes up with flashbacks to that August night, scars from an impossible war.
There's just too much money, corrupts too many people, and there's no way that we can totally win this war.
Would you volunteer for Guadalajara again?
If DEA was to ask me to go back to Guadalajara, I would gladly do it. Yes, sir.
Good soldier.
Yes, sir.
Stella, would you go?
I think about that one, but I think I would. If you wanted me to go, I would.
They wanted you to go, and you would go. Now we're done with Mexico. When we come back, the drug war continues. This time, Stone Phillips goes to a different country where the drug war is still continuing. Stay with us. Here's a real brain tease for you. If you were to find a way to pick up girls, would you even use a puppy? Would you even use pickup lines? Would you use pickup lines to pick up any girl? Even Johnny Bravo could even dream up of doing something that you're about to see. On tonight's Foul Break, it's all about picking up girls with a cute little ball of fur. I'm talking about a little cute, adorable puppy that makes you want to cry. Makes you want to cry. Make you go, oh, so cute. And there's like a bunch. So let's take a look at a few of my favorites. Let's take a look at a few favorites.
Good boy. What's up, guys? Welcome to Big Dots TV. I'm here today
Big
with my
Dots
friend
TV.
Chief, and we're gonna be picking up girls together.
Can you please say your name?
Yeah, of course. Say hi, Chief.
Oh my god.
Good boy. Yeah.
Oh my god, hi puppy. You're literally the cutest dog I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think this dog is totally gonna get you one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So cute. The number one.
Good boy.
Pick up ladies. Oh my god. So it's so messy.
Yeah. What's that? He said he wants your phone number. Yeah. Can you have it?
Does he want it?
Yeah, he said he wants it.
Sure.
Okay.
520.
Okay. Good boy, Chief. See what you did there? Yeah.
Oh, you are the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, you're so
He likes you.
Good boy. I like you too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Can I have your phone number?
Sure. 805.
Okay. Say bye, Chief. I'm gonna come back and we can set up a play date. Yeah, he's just trying to chase some tail. I'm just trying to chase some tail. What do you say we all just go out sometime?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah?
Okay.
Like little girls' night kind of thing? Oh, he took a good picture for you. Yeah. You should. You should model. You do? Yeah. Really? No way. Come back. He needs a female figure in his life if you're interested.
I would love to be.
You can be that girl for him? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take down your number then.
Gotta be the cutest guy I've ever seen.
What's your phone number?
66.
Okay. What was that, Chief? You said you want what? Her phone number? You want her phone number, Chief? For a play date?
You are so cute. 916.
Okay.
My name's Jess.
Jess. Alrighty.
I'll have you say whenever.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me get your phone number then. I actually need to have, yeah. Yep.
Stop! I have this big one.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your phone number? Okay. Yeah, of course. Good boy, Chief. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, but even more importantly, be sure to follow Chief on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe. Good boy, Chief. Good boy. No, I'm just joking. We're making a funny YouTube video, like picking up girls with a puppy. There's the camera right there. Is it okay if we use that for our video? Yeah. Alright, thanks. So you want to hang out sometime?
There's also a nerd one. It's the same one from Big Doss TV.
Hey there! Welcome to Big Doss TV. Today I'm here with my friend Bear, and we're going to be picking up girls together. Want to say hi? He's a cutie, isn't he? What's your name?
I'm Marty.
No, this is Bear. Good boy, Bear. Bear, do you want to have a play date with her?
You see how many girls you can pick up with this dog? I know.
Yeah, actually.
He is.
What?
Yeah.
What was that, Bear? You want to do what? He wants your phone number.
You want the phone number?
Yeah, he does. Can he have it by any chance?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole? Okay, Nicole. And your phone number is? 619.
505.
505. 714. That's actually his mating call. Would you ladies like to come over later?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, will you be maybe my place at 7?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we will set a play date, and I mean we'll play with him, but we can play together too. So we'll have fun.
We do.
Yeah.
Bye there.
Give him a kiss. Oh, one more kiss. Bye. Mwah. Hi. My dog loves girls in white pants.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Could you pet him?
Sure.
Good boy.
Cute.
Yeah. You're cute too.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This is Bear.
Bear?
But his nickname is Booty Slayer.
Booty Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, so you want to hang out sometime?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If Bear will be there.
Yeah, he'll be here.
Oh my god! That's so cute.
Yeah? Go ahead, pet him all you want.
So cute.
Good boy, Bear. Keep working your magic.
Puppies are the best.
Get your hands off. Ladies only. Only girls. Hi, you look like his future mother.
Why do you say that?
Because you're so pretty and he's so cute. It looks like we would make a good-looking little family together.
Yeah?
I'm Ernie.
Miranda,
Nice to meet you.
Adorable.
Yeah, you like him? What's that, Bear? You want to what? I think he said he wants to set up a play date with you. So I guess that means next thing is take on your phone number.
Oh my god.
What's your name?
Who likes you? Mariah.
Mariah?
Yeah.
I'm Ernie. So
You.
what's your phone number?
602.
602
224.
224
It's 949.
949 714. And then I think he wants to Netflix and chill, so yeah, see, he agrees.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do.
Goodbye.
Okay, see you later. Good boy, Bear. See what you did for me? You see what you did for me? I'm so proud of you. Oh, I love you. Okay, I'll see you later. We can set something up. I'll text you.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already subscribed to my daily vlog channel, please do so. You can click right there on the screen or just click the link in the top of the description. Follow me on Instagram, but even more importantly, follow Bear on Instagram. Until next time, it's been an episode of Big Boss TV. See ya! I'm just kidding, we're making a funny YouTube video, like nerd picking up girls with a puppy.
Oh, yeah. It worked.
That was awesome. Yeah, cool to use that for our video?
Yeah.
Alright, thanks. See you later, guys. I'm just kidding. We're doing like a funny YouTube video, like nerd picking up girls with the puppy.
Okay.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Damn, you got me.
Your reaction was great.
You came on strong.
Oh yeah.
You know what to do.
Yeah, you're just like, what the heck is this guy
I mean,
doing?
I am a dog lover, so that's why I gave in.
That's awesome. Is it okay if we use that for our video? Alright, thanks. Have a great day. Say bye, Bear.
Bye.
Hey, Mia. I'm just kidding. We're making like a funny YouTube video, like nerd picking up girls with a puppy. That was awesome. That was like perfect reaction. Thanks.
Yeah,
Is it cool if we, yeah. Is it cool if we use that for our video?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, dude. Thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate it, man. You too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Right on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for watching the vids, bro. You guys need a woman in his life. You know, if you're looking to be that woman for him, he needs a...
Shit.
Nice to meet you.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
I'll just take a picture.
No, you can...
And there, okay. There's the one way to pick up a chick's bones, whatever. But Future Viral Breaks, it's all about the It's all about the. I can't even tell you. Well, we were continuing more about the drug war issue, but we are not out of time. But here is a sneak preview. Here are two sneak previews.
Back how drug traffickers' enormous profits finance payoffs and feed corruption. In Bolivia, an entire town fought to protect drug lords, and even in America, a local sheriff was on the take. Stay with us.
In Panama, critics charge the U.S. condones high-level corruption. Stone Phillips reports, losing America's drug war, the heroes and the hype.
Don't miss the dramatic conclusion to Losing America's Drug War, the heroes and the hype. Stone Phillips will continue more by going to America and overseas to where drugs are being sold. And on a future day, we're going to talk about crack, how it can affect the brain, and what psychologists say what you need to do in order to avoid that. Learn association. That's all for this Give Me a Break Saturday going to Sunday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Monday. For everyone here at YouTube, concentration not strength. Stop bullying, speak up. Stop bullying, speak up. No jaywalking. Your body, your choice.